Sometimes we get our positions of our panelists wrong, but I broadly believe that in favor of the ordinance is Khushbu, DMK leader and social activist also. We are seeing a UPA NDA coming together here. Meenakshi Lekhi of the BJP, Vice President of the Mahila Morcha, I'm told, is for the ordinance. Very interesting that I'm seeing for the first time, perhaps in this year at least, UPA and NDA agree on something. Neeraj Kishan Kaul says the recommendation is made in a rush. He's a senior advocate of the Supreme Court. Dr. Subramaniam Swamy of the Janata Party says, I'm neither for or against, but there are a few points left out by both the Verma Committee and the government, and I'm very critical about those points. We want to know what you're critical about. But my first question goes to Kirti Singh, legal convener of the All India Democratic Women's Association, who is extremely upset with this ordinance. Now, I don't know if you heard Mr. Chidambaram today and Manish Tiwari at their news conference. They're really questioning what you're upset about indirectly. Because Kirti Singh, they are saying we have done nothing. Nothing, for example, to alter the precedent that death is the punishment in the rarest of rare cases. Tell me, all your opposition stems from this fact, isn't it? That the death penalty has been given for the rarest of rare cases.
Not at all. This is not our first point of opposition. Our first point of opposition is that many clauses which were suggested by the Verma Committee have not been incorporated in the ordinance. And I don't know what the minister means when he says they have not been incorporated. I hope he means that they can still be incorporated, because marital rape has not been accepted as rape, because the 2012 Criminal Law Amendment Bill formulation of rape being a gender-neutral offence has been retained, whereas in 2010 itself, the government had said, no, it's gender-specific, which means that a man can accuse a woman of rape, and surely women's organizations are not going to accept this. And there are several other clauses.
No, one sec. On this particular clause...
I'm not terribly upset, but all that I will say is that far more needs to be done. The government should have waited for Parliament to start, and then it should have been properly debated, and then the amendments passed. What is the need for such hurry when nothing is going to happen tomorrow with this?
As you know, I of all people am no apologist for the government. But the argument of women's groups would have been, had the government done nothing and sat on it, you would have been the first person to say, Kirti Singh, that look here, the government again failed to deliver. Now my question there is, on the issue of marital rape, Kirti Singh, only provoking you a bit, Khushbu and Meenakshi Lekhi, how do you accept an ordinance so happily, which does not take Justice Verma's recommendation that marriage should not be considered an irrevocable consent to sexual acts, even perhaps against the consent of the wife? How would both of you, as progressive politicians and women leaders, accept such an ordinance? Khushbu first.
No, I have never said that I've accepted the ordinance wholeheartedly. Certain points which have been made out in the ordinance is what I have accepted. What it said, the 20 years of imprisonment, or rarest of rare cases, it's going to be a death penalty. What it comes to rape is what has been accepted, but I'm definitely not happy when it says a marital rape is not been put across in the ordinance. I think marital rape is something which every day a woman goes through in some house in our country, and I think which has to be put along with the other rape victims or the other rape.
Why has it been glossed over?
What we have been discussing, or what the Verma panel committee says, but I think marital rape should be included in that. Surprisingly, it has been left out. But as Mr. P. Chidambaram says, that it has not been incorporated because there are various opinions. The opinion varies, which means
there are many opinions on the death penalty.
We have
there are many opinions on the death penalty.
It can be, yes, but we need to put in No, opinions on the death penalty, that will come with the discussion about the death penalty, because I am absolutely for the death penalty and I have been very vocal about this from the day one. But I definitely feel marital rape also should be included in this committee, what we are talking about in the ordinance, because it is a very, very serious issue. A woman, even if she is a wife, if she has been forced to have sex, it is accountable to rape.
Yep. Okay. So I just want to get a sense, is everyone in the panel in agreement that marital rape, the recommendations of the Verma Commission should be incorporated? Does everyone agree that marital rape should be included?
Yes, I.
Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, you agree?
I agree.
Yes, I do.
Neeraj Kishan Kaul agrees.
So do I.
I don't.
Meenakshi Lekhi doesn't. I wonder why.
I'll tell you why.
Please go ahead.
Okay, you see, 70% of BJP's recommendations have been incorporated, and it is for this reason one has welcomed it, especially in view of the Verma committee, which tried to dilute the death penalty, which already exists on the statute books, number one. Number two, stiffer punishment of minimum 20 years, etc. was again BJP's recommendation in 2011.
No. Leave that part aside. Let's come straight to the point on why you.
Why will I leave that part aside? I'm sorry, Arnab. I have a right to complete my argument.
We are discussing marital rape right now.
Argument as to which part I agree. No. But I have to make an opening statement, and my opening statement is I welcome this particular ordinance, though I may be upset by the method which has been adopted by the government to usurp the recommendation which are of others as its own, which has completely malhandled the protesters and other institutions. So far as that aspect is concerned, I am in agreement and I am in disagreement with the manner in which the government has handled the whole issue. Now we come to marital rape.
Yeah.
I am coming to marital rape. I'm not against. I am saying marital rape as a lawyer, again strictly I'm speaking. You see, any intercourse can be made out into a rape, and especially in a relationship which has broken down. And that is a very, very severe punishment one is looking at. One. The second part is, if a woman is aggrieved by a particular act of a man, she is free to walk out of that relationship and claim divorce on those grounds and the ground of cruelty. Now, once you are looking at a scenario where a person is talking about cruelty, is not leaving the marriage, is not seeking divorce, wants to continue and send the man to jail, is an impossibility. That doesn't happen.
Subramaniam Swamy.
In a situation where a person is aggrieved,
Subramaniam Swamy, the man will be victimized.
Can easily walk out.
Meenakshi Lekhi says men will be victimized.
Yes.
She's saying men will be victimized.
This is capable of victimization.
Okay, Subramaniam Swamy.
You see, the thing is that law is always for deterrence, and when a man and woman are together alone, the rape is an outcome of use of force, and man is a stronger physical person than a woman, and therefore there should be some law which should be a deterrent, and which will make the man think 10 or 20 times. Now, there have been studies to show that the incidence of marital rape is quite high, and therefore I think we need a law which is there for its use, and would at least put a fear of God into the men who use physical force against their wives.
Neeraj Kaul, Meenakshi Lekhi stands out today on this panel as the only person who says men will be victimized if you bring in the whole issue of marital rape.
Well, Arnav, every law can be misused. That's no ground not to have the law. The question is, there should be enough deterrence within the law, and you have to see a particular situation. Now, as India today stands, and the problem does exist amongst millions all over the country, so to say that there would be a chance for men to be victimized and thus criminalization of marital rape should not come in, I don't agree with. I think that's something which is urgently needed, and that's a very legitimate concern of all groups, that criminalization of marital rape should have got the attention of the cabinet and should have been included in the ordinance. Merely misuse of a law can be no ground to say that there should be no provision for for a crime like this.
Don't you think, Meenakshi Lekhi, a lot of women watching today, a lot of women watching today, Meenakshi Lekhi, would be highly surprised by the position that you take. You head the Mahila cell of the BJP. One would expect one would expect you to stand up for the rights of women.
I do stand up for the rights of women. Doesn't mean I believe in lopsided society. And in this particular case, if a woman files a rape charge against her husband, the marriage is over. And if marriage is over, she might as well get out and live a different life and take a divorce.
1 minute.
Now, if a person is not able to get a divorce on the ground of cruelty, uses sexual intercourse. How will you prove?
Meenakshi Lekhi, your argument amounts to saying... Your argument, in other words, amounts to saying the following. I'm sorry if you are having a bad time in your marriage, and I'm sorry if you are economically completely dependent and your family is in this situation. I'm sorry if you have children who you need to rear. I'm sorry if you're remaining a wedded mother to these children is a forced situation upon you, and if you're sacrificing what you're going through. And I'm sorry if in the process of this you're getting raped every day. It is something that you will have to live with. You can choose to get divorced and fight for alimony in some court.
This is not what I'm saying.
That's exactly what you're saying.
Exactly what I'm not saying. This is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
I am giving you a situation. Give me a counter.
She cannot.
Give me a counter.
No,
let me give you a counter.
I'm giving you the counter.
No, I'll give you a situation. Let me give you the situation.
I'm giving you the counter. No. Let me complete to what you have already spoken. And my counter to that is, if a woman is in a marriage which is a bad marriage on account of sexual perversion, she has every business to walk out of that marriage. And if she files criminal charges against a man, the marriage is over as it is. No, she can't punish the man. She can seek damages. She can walk out. She can do what she wants. But as long as she is in a marriage, allow me to complete. Allow me to complete, Ms. Singh. Don't interrupt when I'm speaking. I am sorry, don't interrupt when I'm speaking. A rape is a rape. If there's a sexual intercourse and there is a consent to sexual intercourse, every sexual intercourse cannot become a rape. You cannot do that.
Meenakshi Lekhi, take my situation. Okay, Kirti Singh, you didn't take my situation. I can give you a situation. Can I give a situation? I have a situation. There is a woman, she's without a job or any source of income. She has many children and she's the responsible partner in a relationship. Her husband is an irresponsible alcoholic who will not take any responsibility for the children. On top of it, he will force himself upon his wife against her desires. In that situation, apply your logic, Meenakshi Lekhi, and don't tell me this is an extreme case. Ask yourself today, in how many homes in India does this happen? Ask yourself in how many homes this happens.
I will tell you.
Yes.
I'm telling you. Now, by your logic, the man should be sent up for life imprisonment under the law.
No.
And if the man is sent up for life imprisonment under the law, you think she will be able to bring up the children?
Kirti Singh,
you think all this will happen?
Well,
I mean, she should take a divorce, walk out, and invoke the Domestic Violence Act.
Yeah.
Keep him away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get the state
without a roof on her head and facing
claim.
Khushbu.
No, she cannot.
No, here they are.
Come under Domestic Violence Act.
Yeah, 1 second. We have two responses.
The right to live.
We have two
Arnab, allow me to clarify.
I am giving you a perspective today.
Domestic Violence Act. Yes, please understand the perspective. She can get the man out, get a protection order under the Domestic Violence Act, keep the man away permanently. She can get the roof over her head and right to residence.
So in turn for having a roof under her head, she must get raped every day.